making green smoothies. I got this recipe originally from Kimberly Snyder. She is a blogger, book writer about healthy green living. She does a recipe a little bit different than I do. She really focuses on the greens that go into it, multiple types of greens. I have IBS, so I have to watch what types of greens I put into my drinks, and also what other fillers or additives you put in. There's a diet called FODMAPs that I follow, and it just means there's certain foods that don't digest the same with people who have IBS versus people just regular trying to eat healthy. So that's a whole other thing, and I can talk more about that. But today I'm going to focus on a green drink smoothie with really focusing on spinach, greens, and then adding some fun stuff in so that it makes it enjoyable to drink every morning. The first thing that I do is I start with spinach as a base level. So I highly recommend a high-end blender. I've tried doing this before with a regular blender and it doesn't really work. I've tried handheld blenders. Those are okay, but this type of blender will really get it smooth and juicy without needing to add in any creamery or anything like that. So it's a water-based solution, water-based literally for the smoothie. And so this is how I do it. First I start with the spinach. So of course it's a brand new box. We eat a lot of this. As a baseline, I would say that the recipe I'm going to make will probably make 4 small mason jars. So we like to use these, my husband and I, because it's a grab a drink to go in the morning, and this is just enough to get you going in the morning, feeling like you've got enough sustenance to get you through the day. And another hot tip is I like the plastic lids. This is more about ease because I like to throw it in the dishwasher when I'm done. I have done the metal ones before and they just get rusty. The insides are just fine. If you prefer metal, it is better for the environment as far as reusability. You probably shouldn't put them in the dishwasher, but they do hold up fairly well. So I do recommend these as a way to also easily and inexpensively, the jars come with these lids, totally fine. I'm trying out the plastic ones mostly because, like I said, I just like to put it in the dishwasher and have an easy to go option. So this is what I like to put it in. You can also do the bigger ones. This just seems to be a bit too much for the day for me. This is a good size to start out with. I think this is the 16 ounce. So to do about 4 of these, roughly 4 to 5, we do 10. So we do 2 sets of this and then fill 10. So that gets us through our 5-day week and a great meal prep option. So I would say the ratio is fairly eyeball, right? Throw it in, I would say about halfway. I'm sure there's more of a recipe you can find that's more specific on what you like to try. I'm a big believer in try it. If you don't like it, try something else. One of the things that I found, for example, is that parsley. A lot of people recommend parsley. My husband and I can't do parsley. It makes us a little too gassy. So this is how you should pick an avocado. Avocado will make your smoothie creamy without having to add any milks. So this will actually level out your smoothie and give it that ice cream milky texture without having to add any actual milk. So the way that I recommend doing it is always slice with the avocado facing down, and then when you take your knife, you stab it, but don't stab it up in the air. Stab it once you have it sitting down, and then you turn, and it just comes right out. So I just take it and hit the edge of the knife on the trash can, comes right out, there you go. Another tip with avocado is if you cut into the avocado, remember to always place the avocado down. Don't ever cut it in your hand. It's just don't do it. So it's very easy to sort of slice it lengthwise into the avocado. You can kind of see here, and then I do across just to make more of little chunks to make it easier to peel out. Some people only like a quarter of an avocado, right? So here you can sort of measure it as you dig it out with a spoon. So I will take a spoon here, and since I'm making a whole one, I'm gonna do a whole pitcher. I'm going to do half of an avocado. And again, this just adds that creamy texture without having to do any creams or milks. I mean, you absolutely can. You can add almond milk, soy milk, what have you, regular milk. I'm a big believer in water-based, just to not have the extra calories. Another one that a lot of people might find interesting is squash. So green zucchini or yellow squash is a soluble fiber. So it's very good for somebody like me with irritable bowel syndrome. It's a soluble fiber that it means that when your body digests it, it doesn't need as much energy to break down. It breaks down a lot easier. There's a whole FODMAP thing behind that. So what I like to do is just sort of cut it in half, right? So that you get it a little bit cut down, cut that in half, and probably for this side, I would just use this half. You don't need to dice it all the way. That's what the blender's for. So we're gonna take this half, throw the chunks in there. That's great. We've got some fresh organic strawberries we'll put in there, some blueberries. With the banana, this is your magic, okay? This is what makes all of this taste amazing. The banana is the sugar, really. I mean, these other flavors are too, but the banana gives it that smoothie texture as well as makes it sweet. So if you don't like bananas, this is gonna be tough for you. But what I like about bananas also is when you're done with a workout, it gives you that the stuff that you need to help the soreness go away faster. I should probably know what that's called, but this will help you post soreness workouts. And again, mostly it makes the smoothie taste amazing and gives it that soft ice cream-like texture without having to put ice cream in there. So for the strawberries, I would say, again, all of this is you're gonna get used to what you like and what you don't like. You can put apples. A lot of people like apples, or even if you're just really hesitant to go straight water, you can always do apple juice. I can't because I have IBS, and so with my IBS, I can't eat apples or apple juice, which is very sad for me because I was an apple a day kind of girl for years. And then I found out, oh, well, it was that apple that was hurting my stomach. So, can't do apple juice, but if you can, I highly recommend that as an option if you don't want to just go water. So I'm going to throw in maybe a handful, 2 handfuls. I like it a little bit more blueberry. Again, all of this is to taste as you get more and more used to it. I'm going to do another strawberry here. And that's it. It's so easy, really, to make this that, yeah, super easy. You blend it. I'll show you how I kind of do it. Start on low. You don't want this thing to go crazy. We've had a couple incidents. You want to make sure your lid is fully on. Start on low, so your setting is all the way on low. And then as you turn on, oh, I forgot the water. That's the most important part, because another thing you can use is frozen berries or frozen options. I like to do frozen, but you have to be careful because your blender can freeze. So it will actually get overheated if you put too much frozen stuff in there. You can freeze the bananas, you can freeze all the fruit and put them in bags. I've done that before. Put them in individual bags and then that morning just throw it in. The problem is, again, is just that the blender can get overheated if there's too much. If you go too fast, so you just gotta take it slow if you're doing frozen. Totally doable. Just watch that your blender doesn't get overheated. Had to call the helpline on that one time for why our blender wasn't working. So here you can see I'm just kind of putting it on low, just sort of letting it do its thing. There's a couple big pieces in there, so I don't like to just blast it all the way. To each their own. I'm kind of turning it up here a little bit. Then I'll back it up all the way to high. So it's really getting creamy. All these little pieces you can see in here. Really, that's it. You can see the little pieces sort of go away, some of the chunks in there. Make it as smooth as you want. As you get more and more used to it, you're kind of like, oh, a little bit of spinach, not a big deal. But yeah, it comes out almost like you have ice cream in there, but you don't. And again, I might have added a little too much water this time. You can add a little less. I like it a little bit more creamy also because we put it in the fridge. I would recommend that this lasts no more than 5 days. Like I said, we usually make it on Sunday, so by Friday, that's usually the last day to drink it. Might last a little longer than that, but I feel like the taste changes, probably because it's going bad, so I don't recommend it past Friday, but it's great if you're meal prepping Sunday and you have one every day of the week. And that's basically it. You can put a lid on it, store it in the fridge, and you're ready to go for the week. So that's my green drink smoothie, and I hope everyone out there makes one and starts to enjoy their green drinks and feeling better. Have a good day.